must shoot dual card. I don't. There you go. That's a lesson. Yeah, I don't shoot weddings. Oh, we live again? Yay, we are back. Alrighty, now that we've heard that lovely story, we are back live. So judges, if we are ready, we will go to our next print, please. Thank you, judges. Sprint has scored 78. You're gonna, yep, give it a go. Yep, all right, you're out. You're out on your own, but anything is possible. David, go for it. Thank you for challenging.
So when the print came around here, it was ambiguous to me as to what the subject matter was. It was almost like it was an abstract initially of a peacock eye and its feathers, or a turkey or something of that nature that you sort of get up there. And then you go up and you see it's a study on the skin of this beast and the texture here. And there's so many images within an image. And so for the multi-layer storytelling here, for the ambiguity even in the picture, not necessarily resolving straight away, but asking questions, and me having that internal dialogue, I really appreciated that level of craft. And I thought it sat within a silver.
Alrighty, Vicky, not so sure on 74?
Not so sure, because I wasn't able to. I can't pull anything out of it other than just a landscape of texture and an eye. Like I just wanted more value into it, more content. Sorry.
James, you're one of our highest scores. Did you see the abstract side of this?
Yeah, I really appreciated this image for basically the aerial landscape that we see Tony Hewitt pulling out quite often, you know. So I got that, and I thought that was a great concept. Getting close, the middle patch of the skin, because I'm pretty sure it's an elephant's eye. The cheek is sharp, and then the eye is soft. So it's just a little bit of a miss, unfortunately.
Alrighty, David, write a reply.
For the abstraction, for the intention of the shot, for the multiple stories, it sits with silver with me. I'd like you to reconsider where even only a couple of points off either getting to a silver or at least getting it to a point where it may be reviewed. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Judges, if you could please consider the debate and rescore as appropriate. James, did yours go through? Oh, there we go. Yep. This print remains at 78. But a debate is always worthwhile because we all learn things. So thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. We have an 83 silver award. Very close in scores. 83, 84, 87, 82, and 81. And I think Craig wants to say a little... You cannot challenge it, but perhaps someone who's sitting sort of around the 82 mark, Dave, might suggest what you could do to bring it to that next level?
Yeah, I would have liked to have gone a little bit higher, but the top of the dog's head is blending into the background, and on the ground in front of the dog, there's some banding and some colour distortion through there. It's a little bit green right under the dog, but otherwise, great image, awesome narrative, love it.
Awesome. So get some black cutters in, guys. Get separation. Move the subject forward. Light your background separately. Brilliant. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Alrighty, this print has scored 82, a solid silver award. And we have a challenge from James. Thank you on 87.
Yeah, it's no secret we all humanise our pets a little bit, but it's just so believable with the way that the grass in the background's blowing and the hair and the dog's blowing and its pose. It legitimately looks like it's riding this bike, and I just find it just hilarious and cute. And I think the people who own the dog would just be so proud and stoked with this. It just goes beyond your textbook day-to-day work, and it takes it into a real storytelling narrative. So yeah, hands down, awesome image, silver distinction.
All right, Dave Landry, I'm not so sure in 78.
Yeah, not sure about the placement of the dog. I feel like, essentially the whole dog and bike being so far to the right. Understand that's a lead into the image. It's a beautiful print. Don't get me wrong. And you're right, James. The owners would love it. It's the details there. It's awesome. But I'm looking at I'm looking at our sheet in front of us, and to award a silver distinction, that's really, really going to the next level. I think, maybe I have been a little harsh on it at 78, but I think a silver is well deserved. Yes, actually.
David, you're sort of smack bang in the middle at 82.
What held me back from going up with James, because initially when the print turns around from here, yes, I wanted to be there, but I got up there and I felt like the focus point was actually on the handlebars rather than on the dog, and I feel the dog's just a little bit soft. Now, whether that was in construction, whether it was photographed like that, however it was put together, I still wanted to go to the main subject and be tack sharp there rather than the handlebars holding the tack sharpness. Otherwise, I would have been there with James right along.
Awesome. All right, James, your right of reply, please.
Yeah, I believe it. Like, it doesn't look like it's composited. I mean, behind the dog is sharp and the bike is sharp, and I guess the fur, to me, the fragility in the fur and the softness, maybe that's what's confusing you with the sharpness and the focus point, because back to front it does look sharp, but maybe the movement in the dog's hair or something like that, minor details doesn't distract me from thinking it's a great storytelling narrative.
Awesome. All right, judges, if you could please rescore. It's currently on 82 and James is on 87. This is now an 84. So we'll go next. So it's a silver award, and we'll go next door for review for a silver distinction. Next print, please. This image has scored unanimously 78. So can we have a quick comment? That's a half point to someone's associate, if so appropriate. Can we just have a quick comment from somebody who haven't we heard from in a while? Vicky, thank you.
Addressing maybe the cropping is a little bit too tight and claustrophobic. And also just, I always struggle with the focus from the, nose all the way through. I feel like it all needs to be in focus, really nice and sharp, so maybe smaller apertures and so forth.
Awesome. Thank you, Vicky. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 82, a solid silver award. Congratulations to the photographer. Dave, quick comment. You're on the average. Yep. Oh, sorry. Yep, Dave Landua. Sorry, there's two of you. I'll say David and Dave. Beautiful. No, so Dave.
The silver's so well deserved. The expressions on all three dogs, they're all different and they're all really cool. A little bit of separation issues, but other than that, well deserved silver.
Awesome. Next print, please. This print has scored 84, a very, very solid silver, and it will go next door for a, 84. So it'll go next door for review for a possible silver distinction. But there was, a couple of you up there, so that's very exciting. So it might get up next door. You just never know. Can I have a quick comment? I know, Craig, you were very keen to talk there at 88. You're only 4 points away, so you can't challenge, unfortunately.
Just, anyway, I'm excited because, it's really something really different, graphical, majestic. So what to change, it's going for review. So it's a beautiful image.
Yep.
Beautiful tones.
Okay, thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print, we get our final score through. David, did you press the go button? There you go. Alrighty. This print has scored 82. However, we have a challenge from David Glazebrook on 88. All right, David, let's go.
This is a study in the animal's behaviour. And if you know behaviour of geckos, etc., we've got multiple poses across here where they are so skittish and so backwards and forwards. There's comical elements in the posing. You look at the left image, the tilt of the head, right through to the second last one on there on the right-hand side with the tongue out. So there's some real storytelling going in here, and there's been some real thought and construction that has gone through to this. The tones are true to the colour of the gecko in terms of the colouring there, and in terms of the author has shown restraint in terms of not to overexpose these pieces and take it to a pure white, because it then gives us the full dynamic range within the gecko. So with all that deliberate construct and the humorous elements in there, sits as a sort of distinction in my opinion.
Craig's not so sure on 74.
Yeah, look, you just pointed out a few things that I just sort of really struggle with. It's just so flat. I'm there every aspect. I'm with you on that, but the tonality is very flat, lighting wise. Whites aren't even white. If the gecko is white, well, give us a little bit more of a tonal separation between the subject and the background. That's where I really struggle. Photographically, lighting wise, technically, that's where I'm really struggling with.
James, you're right on the average on 82.
Yeah, I agree with the technical things. Yep, it's a good display of, it almost, it's still life sort of macro work. I find geckos quite cute, so I don't mind that. And I like the fact that they've designed it in a way that looks like there's a mob of them, which is a little creepy, but still appreciate it. I think, a solid silver is, where it kind of sits for me.
All right. David, write a reply. Thank you.
So the largest drawback I've heard in the discussion here is the control of the whites here, And if we take a look at the gecko that sits fourth in from the left, third in from the right, call it what you will. If you look at the jaw on that gecko, you look at the underjaw on that gecko, you hold the whites. You pump the whites on this, you're going to blow this image out in terms of there's a specular highlight on the jaw on the right-hand side. So the author has to make decisions here in terms of that. Now, whether you accept that argument, but I feel like it is controlled there. And in terms of showing that control, and in terms of trying to photograph these jittery creatures, I think it's been successfully executed, and appreciate, as I sort of mentioned before, the comic element and the story that is in this. So superior storytelling. Have a look at your scores and please bump it up.
Awesome. Thank you, judges. Please rescore. It's currently on 82. David is on 88. This is now an 83, so even more solid silver. Thank you. Every point does count. Often categories, finalists are won and lost on 1 or 2 points. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 77. Yes, you can challenge. James, absolutely. You're on 82. Let's have a chat.
What did it get? 77?
Got 77.
Oh, we can do better than that. All right.
Let's hope so.
Well, technically it's fantastic. So it ticks all the boxes. The print's good. It gets, all the ticks for professional practice, at least, approaching award standard at very least. But just cuteness overload. Like, I kind of want to, eat it or then vomit. I don't know, what it is. It's so cute that it makes me feel funny inside. I'm starting to lactate. I reckon there should be a newborn pet category or something like that. It's the baby in the basket on steroids,
Oh, righty.
What else can I say? It's just cute.
It's very, very punny. Can we go to James Land? Sorry, Dave. Dave, you're on 74.
James, puppy love. it's a beautiful image when you turn it, when it first turns around. You think, oh wow, this is awesome. This is going to get there. But unfortunately for me, it's not sharp enough all the way through. And I find the blacks are just muddy on the right, and I just feel like it's definitely professional practice. But yeah, we're talking about our national awards here, and I just don't know that it's there. Maybe I've been a little bit harsh at 74, and I can come up a few points, but there's a little bit lacking for me. Sorry, James.
Sorry, James. You might got to write a reply. I think you're got a bit of a battle on your hands here, mate.
Well, let's just go cut it halfway and call it strong professional practice and come up a little bit more than that.
Alrighty, it's currently on 77. James is on 82, and I think he's looking for a 78 or a 79 is what I'm hearing. And a copy of the print for his wall. Or a puppy for Christmas. It is now a 78, thank you, which could be a half point to someone's associate or so forth, and very, very valid debate and very much appreciated from the photographer. Thank you very much. Next print, please. This print has scored an 80, silver award, but that was a from Vicky. That was a from Vicky. You do have support, so I'm assuming you're happy to take that challenge.
Yeah,
yep. All right. Let's have a chat. You do have support.
And I'm allergic to cats, so I love this.
Oh, thanks, Vicky.
I just think there's so much sophistication in the concept and the construction and this kind of storytelling imagination. It's appealing to my little inner child, and I find it full of absolute delight. It's not too cheesy, but it's just on the mark. I just think we've got to, I don't pick on the technical stuff now. Let's just applaud it for its incredible concept and storytelling ability. Sometimes that overrides everything. Come on, we need to bring it up. That's just no, you've got to bring it up, boys.
All right, David's not sure on 74. Are you going to pull the cat out of the bag there?
No, but I'm not going to say it's crummy either, or too crummy. But and I liked the idea, the idea of this print, but I wasn't happy in the execution of the post-production of the print. I was struggling as to why the use of perhaps the softening that the author has used at what point to sort of come back, and it's almost a bit too mystical. And I feel the vignetting is very heavy that comes around this, so I really appreciate the craft, and that's why I put it in that solid, in professional practice, heading toward award, but couldn't quite forgive those technical, but I'm certainly listening.
James, you're a bit higher up in the silver category. You're on 83.
Yeah, no, I bought in. The softness for me gave it a dream-like, feel, this real storybook, nursery rhyme sort of aesthetic. So I kind of got by that, and it's fun. I got that from the mouse that looks like it's sleeping as well, so it has a very sleepy, soft feel. And I mean, I scored at 83. I thought it was conceptually awesome, wild. But just in some of the print handling, I found it a little bit flat, which I think would help carry it through to a silver distinction. And if maybe some of the compositing was addressed, you'd go even higher again. But just the concept itself is worthy of a silver.
Alrighty, right reply. Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you for your valuable points, gentlemen. But, as I said, this is about, applauding the incredible, the concept, the storytelling. And I feel like it's this beautiful little stage, and the way that it's so mystical in the background is because we want to really pronounce the narrative, which is, that pussycat just wanting to dig its teeth into more the cat than the cheese, I think. But I just, really sophisticated image making. Look, that's why I didn't give it a gold. So, I did consider that, and I went, it still sits on the Silver D platform. So let's bring it up and let's celebrate and award the photographer.
Thanks, Vicky. Judges, if you could please re-enter your scores. It's currently on 80. Vicky's after an 86. And you've all moved your scores a lot, but it's only changed to an 82. But that's still a solid silver. Every point counts. So thank you. 82. Well done to the photographer. Every point counts. Next print, please. Alrighty then. We have a majority 84, but I don't think it's going to stay there for long because we have Craig Wetchen on gold 93. So I think he's going to have a little bit of a chat ski about this. So when you're ready, Craig, take it away.
Photographically and technically, this image is exquisite. We've got a photograph that is either of two snakes or it's of a snake that's mirrored. It's got a very brooch, jewelry feel to it. The lighting, it's got a dark field style wine glass lighting on it. It's beautifully evenly lit from side to side, top to bottom, all the way around. You sit here, you squint. The abstractness of it is just off the charts. I've scored it a solid gold at 93. Print quality is just sublime. I'd really like to hear what you guys think. It's sitting at an 84. I'm asking for a gold award. Photographically, mood, composition. Let's hear what else you guys have to say.
All right, Vicky, you're right on the average on 84.
I find it incredibly mesmerising, and I like it's intriguing in the lighting and the sophistication in that. So I'm actually going to creep it up because it has this lovely design and ambiguity to it that's quite, engaging.
Alrighty. I'd like to hear from someone else before we go back to Craig. David, that would be great. Thank you.
No, I do appreciate your thoughts there, Craig. And the longer it sits here, the more mesmerising brooch-like it does become. I see it almost sitting like a decorative piece around an Egyptian pharaoh or something of that sort of nature, and I'm getting that more, and I'm glad I've had this time to sort of ingest the image. Whether I can get to gold, I've got to understand that the remarkable technique and even to get to this point. I understand that how this piece has been shot and then and post-processed, but will it be one of these pieces that really reaches those rarefied the stratosphere and I'll remember it to come? Not sure, but I'm certainly listening to you, Craig. Bring it in.
Alrighty, Craig, write a reply.
Thanks for putting a few extra words in my mouth for me, because I think it's really great that we've had this discussion. I've got myself written here. It's got a very Medusa feel to it, so that really snake, Egyptian quality. There's some balance going on here. It just, you sit there and the symmetry and the motion, emotive, so balance and symmetry. The remarkable technique. The remarkable technique here is to be able to control the edge tonality of this snake and this beautiful the tones going from the light side to the tones through the middle of the snake, then off to the light to the other side. I just cannot see this anything past a solid gold. So what more can I say? I mean, we're sitting here enjoying it. Let's score to gold, guys.
Alrighty.
Gold
Judges,
award.
could you please consider the debate and rescore? It's currently sitting majority 84. It appears you are all in love. We now have a 90 at Gold Award. Congratulations to the photographer. 91, 90, 93, 84, 88. So there you go. We might do a quick judge swap while we're enjoying this moment. Thank you so much, Vicky, for your time. And Jacinta, do you want to hop in, please? And if the photographer happens to be within hearing, Craig would love a copy of that for his wall. New family pet. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This printer scored 85, straight to silver distinction. Congratulations to the photographer. 88, 84, 88, 81, and 86. And we'll have a quick comment, please, from someone who's about in the middle, Jacinta. Thank you.
Beautiful. I really couldn't fault this image. I think it sits right where it belongs. Perfect on every level: craftsmanship, composition, lighting, tonal. Love it.
So why wasn't it gold?
I probably just need that little extra golden egg in there.
Needs a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, judges. Next print, please. Scored 72. And we'll have a quick comment from Dave on the average.
The crest is cropped off, and that's the most powerful part of a cockatoo. And the whites aren't quite white; they're a bit grey. Sorry.
All right, bit of work on the composition and the lighting. Thank you. Next print, please. This print has scored 77. Quite a close scoring range. Quick comment. I've got two of you wanting to do that. Who's closest? Craig, thanks.
When you're in the studio, I think you've got an opportunity to really control the lighting. The lighting on the front of the couch, really, really distracting. So really control the direction of your light.
Wonderful. Next print, please. Alrighty then, this is going to be fun. It's scored by majority 79, but we've got 2 judges in the distinction range. So, Jacinta, if you're happy to lead the debate, you're the highest. I can give to... yep, awesome. All right, Jacinta, let's go.
Firstly, impact when it turned around, the tonal palette, beautiful. As you walk up, everything is in focus where it should be. It's not overly sharpened. And by taking it to the silver distinction range, what got me is the actual texture in the background is the texture of the snake. That just took it to that extra silver with distinction rather than a silver. Loved it. Just imagine photographing a snake like this and how to get everything in focus. It's perfect. It's beautiful.
David, not so sure on 77?
Yeah, I wanted to love this a whole lot more, but it was the post-production techniques going from the brightest part of the snake to the darker outer rings didn't feel like it was natural to me. And that's where I sort of struggled to sort of go, right, I understand where you're trying to get with this concept and appreciating that holding that detail in the background that you saw there, but trying to sort of get that believability, I couldn't get past that. That's where I was at.
So you've got support, Dave. You're in the silver distinction range as well with an 86.
Yeah, I am, and I'm with Jacinta on the background. The background's been done really, really well. It's so subtle, but it's there and it's beautiful. And if you get off to the side, it nearly picks up like highlights and so on. Excuse me. The drop off of the if that's what you mean, Dave, the drop off to the side of that I think that's just the lighting in terms of it's a black bowl. I'm assuming there's no reflection off the black bowl. The center is right at the snake's head, and neck is the brightest part of the image, so it takes you straight into the image. I mean, this is impact. I love it. The patterns are beautiful. It's printed beautifully. I think it's well worth the silver distinction. Yeah.
All right, Jacinta, write a reply.
I think Dave's just pretty much summed up what I was about to say with the direction of light. That's what I would have said. That I think what your problem is on the left-hand side is the direction of light coming from the right, and I think it's perfect. I think it definitely sits within the silver with distinction range. I don't have a problem with that direction of light at all. Silver with distinction.
All right, judges, if you could please consider the debate. It's currently on 79. We're looking for something over 85. Jacinta is, so if you could please rescore. And we now have an 82, so a solid silver award. Well done to the photographer. We've sorted it out here rather than sending it next door, which is also a great thing. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 79. Are we happy with this?
I can challenge.
It's up to you. Would you like to challenge? You would? Excellent. We have a challenge. You need to go challenge. So I know. Hand in the air.
I'm not a mathematician at the moment.
Oh, sorry. It should come up on the bottom of your... Yeah, lovely. All right. So, Craig, you're on 84. You are challenging. Take it away.
All right, hurrying up. The lighting here is beautiful. It's got a very demonic feel to it. So if you're reading into the blacks, there's a purpose behind the blacks that being so dark. There's some great depth and separation. Beautiful light from the subject, from the monkey on the left. So he's got some backlighting, so separating from the background. It's just got this demonic look. So I've rewarded for that creativity of visually seeing this, photographing it, and then composing it the way they've presented it. So I've awarded a solid silver. That's what I'm asking for, a 79. Let's just get this home and done.
Alrighty, David, not too sure on 76?
The balance of this image, the face of the subject sits smack bang in the middle here, but the left-hand side of this image being pure black to me is an attempt to use negative space in order to control the balance. But because the subject comes from right to centre, I don't feel there's enough black on the left-hand side to try and attempt that technique for me. This is why I saw it as professional practice, but I didn't see that understanding putting it into the award category.
All right, James, you're on 82.
Yeah, I originally struggled with the balance, but I think it's actually pretty good. I'm not sure, like maybe, so I don't think adding any to the left would help. Maybe the top, but then the bottom wouldn't help. So I've actually settled with it, going, it's that's great. And I love the unique light on the monkey's face. It gives it this really, evil character, and thought it was, well worthy of a silver. Just, beautiful lighting and interesting subject matter.
Alrighty, Craig, right reply.
I haven't heard anything detracting about it. I mean, you're talking about the balance here. I mean, the darkness on the left hand, you've got to have that. If you crop that off, it'd be too balanced with the subject too far to the left. So it's adding that element of dark and demonic feel to it. So, but photographically, let's look at it technically, photographically. It's well controlled from a lighting standpoint. All right, not only lighting standpoint, we've got beautiful depth of field happening here with just the monkey's nose, the monkey's eyes. It's falling off in the background. It's got this mystical feel off there. So I'm really rewarding that photographer for that visual communication that they've got here, right in a solid silver. Leaving it at a 79 and letting it in another room. Let's just get over the line here.
Alrighty, guys, if you can consider the debate and please rescore. And we now have an 81 silver award. Well done to the photographer. And we're going to go to a blank screen now. That was the last image before our lunch break. So we're now, afternoon tea break. So we'll, if I could please have you all back here at 5 o'clock, which is in 30 minutes. Thank you, DigiDirect, for sponsoring this section.